So the main objective was to make sure that we separate the handling of our VVIPs from the day-to-day operations of the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport. So what we have done is that we have constructed the VVIP Pavilion, which has got all its amenities, all its facilities away from the day-to-day operations. So the aircrafts will come in, they land and they park right here at this pavilion, and then all the processing of the passengers, including the VVIPs, will then happen from this end, and then they depart again from this pavilion, already going into town. Or if it's departing VVIPs, they also come to this pavilion, again without interfering with the operations. They go through the necessary airport facilitation processes here at the pavilion, and then they go on and get on board the aircrafts, and off they go. So this infrastructure cost us about $13 million as part of the grand infrastructure that is the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport Development Project. What we have in the VVIP Pavilion is separate lounges for our VVIPs, from the Presidential Lounge to the First Lady's Lounge to the Vice President's Lounge, the Diplomats' Lounge, as well as a lounge for our ministers, and a lounge for the service chiefs. We also have sitting area for those that will be accompanying the VVIPs. But as you enter, we do have a security checkpoint where we have our X-ray machines, our walk-through metal detectors, and then we have a check-in area with the baggage sorting area that will also be taken, so that the bags are taken to the aircraft. We do have immigration, as well as we have customs facilities within this building, and also even port health facilities to ensure that we have a comprehensive and a whole comprehensive airport facilitation process within the building. In addition to that, it's covered by an access control system, as well as a CCTV surveillance system that covers the whole area, linked also to the main CCTV surveillance system for the airport.
Now, how are the pavilions going to enhance the overall passenger experience and airport operations during the August SADC summit, and when do you expect it to be done?
So in terms of improving the overall airport experience, we expect improved efficiency, because we are going to be having the SADC heads of states and their delegations cleared in the pavilion without the delays that may accompany the use of the international terminal building. So that efficiency alone is what is our value proposition for the visitors that are coming for the SADC summit. In terms of other operational issues, and in terms of the usefulness of this building, even beyond the SADC summit, we are going to continue to ensure that it is utilized fully to serve the purpose for which it has been constructed. So in line with Vision 2030 as well as NDS-1, what we then had to do is to come up with an airport that competes within the region. The infrastructure that we put here is that we expanded the international terminal building from its capacity of 2.5 million passengers per annum to now the current capacity of 6 million passengers per annum, which is huge by any measure. And then what we did to achieve that is we extended the arrivals area, we extended the departure area, the check-in areas, and we also installed 4 new aero bridges, one of which is capable of handling the Airbus 380, which is the largest passenger aircraft in operation at the moment. So if it is to come tomorrow, we are able to handle the Airbus 380 at this airport. So we are very proud of what we have managed to do in line with the infrastructure development thrust of the Second Republic. We have entered into a maintenance arrangement, a maintenance agreement with the contractor. Why the contractor? Because we are giving the contractor a 5-year maintenance agreement period, during which the contractor will be maintaining the terminal building, but also at the same time training our own artisans to ensure that they take over the maintenance, and then we don't have any gaps in maintenance, and we maintain the infrastructure and give it the long life that it is designed for. So like I indicated earlier on, what we did when we were designing this pavilion is that we had to send a team on a benchmarking visit. We had to deliberately ensure that we send a team led by Foreign Affairs, including also a team from our ministry, a team from the designers, as well as a team from our own engineers, to go around the region, looking at what others are doing and how others are designing their pavilions. So that benchmarking exercise enabled us to come up with the final design for this pavilion, which is standing today. Thank you very much. So, so far as finishing, we are going to be finishing this structure in the next 2 weeks, all things being equal. But then we are going to be ready for the SADC summit. In terms of return on investment, for this particular VVIP Pavilion, what we did is the initial focus was on serving the VVIPs, but then we have got plans, of course, in consultation with Foreign Affairs as well as with the Office of the President and Cabinet, to utilize this pavilion on those days when it will not be used for the VVIPs, to handle the executive jets that bring normally what we call CIPs, or the commercially important people who may want exclusive service. So we can then say, if we get the approval, we utilize this terminal building to serve those that would want that exclusive and personal touch. So those are still discussions that we are here to have, so that at least we realize a return on investment from this pavilion. However, when it comes to the overall project, obviously the return on investment, we expect it by aggressively marketing our country together with stakeholders like the tourism sector, to make sure that we bring in more and more passengers, because the more you grow the business, the more you then have your return on investment.
And finally, Mr. Buja, what opportunities does this and all the infrastructure projects the Airports Company of Zimbabwe is currently engaged in present to the local market in terms of job creation and economic development?
So you realize that whenever we implement projects of this nature, the majority of the employees would be local employees. Of course, people will always then ask that, are they skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled? We have got a whole mix of local employees who will also then be taken on board. Right now, we do have quite a number of local engineers in various fields. We are working on this project, either as consulting engineers or as part of the contractor, working with the contractor. And then we have a lot of artisans also that are working on the project, who are also local. You will find that the idea was and still remains to transfer skills from the contractor and our Chinese counterparts to our own locals. So most of the people that have worked on this project, when you give them even smaller projects out there, they'll be able to implement them on their own, because of the skills that they've gotten from working on this project. In addition to that, not only job creation, even in terms of contributing to the economy, the standard practice is that we at least ensure that a minimum of 40% of materials used for these projects come from local suppliers. So that again contributes to the local economy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for speaking to us today.